disrespectful. I don't like your tone, how you talking to me. You see the title of the video. Your girl is back in with another story time. If you know my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't have to say anything because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what? That's on period. And Mary Had a Little Lamb. As y'all can see by the title of the video, today I'm going to be telling y'all about a crazy taxi driver. But y'all, before we get into this video, I do want to apologize for the quality of this video. I know it's giving very much Android, but last week I cracked my phone screen. I took it to a repair shop and then they fixed the screen, but y'all, they fucked up my camera. Like, I've been wanting to post a video last week, but they fucked my camera up. So I was just like, do they want to wait another 2-3 weeks for a story time, or do they want a story time today? So I'm just like, let me go ahead and give it to y'all, because my real supporters wouldn't care if I'm recording on a flip phone or razor. Y'all just want the story, y'all just want the tea, and I'm here to give it. So again, y'all, I do apologize for the quality of this video. Like, if I come closer, it gets a little better, but the further back I go, it's starting to give Android. So y'all, again, I apologize. But let's go ahead and get into the story. So y'all already know, in order for any of my story times to make sense, I have to give y'all a little backstory. So y'all, this literally happened last week. So if I'm getting in my feels or anything, that's because this story is really, really fresh. So, well, y'all, some of y'all don't know, but I just went on vacation last week. If you don't know, that means you not following me on Instagram. So go ahead and follow your girl on Instagram so y'all can keep up with what I be doing. So me and one of my homegirls, we're going to go ahead and give her name. We're going to call her KK. So me and KK went to the Virgin Islands for about, I think we went for about 4 to 5 days. Just me and her, just a quick little girls trip. We got our hotel, like, honestly, 2 weeks before the trip. And then I think I booked the flight about 3 weeks before the trip. So we weren't going to get a rental, y'all, because honestly I can barely drive in the States. So I'm like, I'm definitely not going there and driving. And y'all, they also drive on the left side of the road. I live in Florida, we drive on the right side of the road. So I didn't even want to deal with that, and I knew I wanted to turn up and drink, and I didn't want to have to be like the responsible one to drive. So we didn't even think about doing that. So what we did was taxis when we were there. And let me go ahead and get this little disclaimer out the way, because I know I'm gonna have somebody in the comments like, why you ain't driving Uber, why you ain't driving Lyft, why you... They didn't have it. They didn't have it. So let me go ahead and get this out the way, because I promise you, if I didn't say that, it was gonna be somebody in the comments asking about Lyft and Uber and all these other driving apps. So we were doing taxis, and the taxis, they weren't that expensive. I think for every ride, because we were like located in the capital of the Virgin Islands. I think it was called Charlotte Amalie. I don't know, y'all, but we was basically centrally located. Our Airbnb was like in the middle, so it was like 20 minutes on this side of the island and then 20 minutes on the other side of the island. So taxis weren't going to be like that expensive. Each taxi, honestly, we didn't pay no more than $20 for a taxi. So this particular night, we wanted to go to a strip club. It was about 8 or 9 o'clock, y'all. The way you call a taxi there is you kind of just wave your arm, or if you look like a tourist, a taxi will just come up to you, or if they're passing by, they'll ask you, do you need a ride or do you need a taxi? So this night, I think this happened on our Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So y'all, this happened on our 4th night there. Our Airbnb was like 3 to 4 minutes from where all the taxis come. Me and her just walked to the front and we waved down the taxi. Y'all already knew that this taxi driver was just gonna be on bullshit by how he greeted us. I opened the door, y'all, and I was like, I need a ride. The first thing the taxi driver said to me was like, no, you don't need a ride, you need a taxi. So I looked at KK and I'm just looking like, did you hear that? And I looked back at the taxi driver and I'm just like, okay, same thing. And then he was like, where y'all going? I was like, we going to Tootsie's. And he was like, all right, I'll take y'all there. So we get in the taxi, y'all. And he was on the phone when we got in the taxi. But just by how he greeted us, I was just like, yeah, this going to be a quiet taxi ride. I'm not going to really talk or say anything to him, because y'all know me. I'm a real talkative, outgoing person. Like with all the other taxi drivers that we were seeing, I don't want to keep calling him a taxi driver. So let's go ahead and give him a name. Y'all, we gonna call him Pork Chop because he was shaped like a pork chop. So all the other drivers that we were seeing, I was just real friendly, real talkative. They was like, where y'all from? They was just real friendly, like greeted us, hello, good afternoon. But with him, he was just on some, where y'all going? No, you need a taxi, not a ride. Like he was just real, his vibe was just off or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come in this taxi ride and I'm just be quiet. So Pork Chop, he was on the phone when we got into the taxi. So me and KK, we just real quiet, like looking at each other like, I still couldn't believe that he told me, like, I couldn't believe that he told me, no, I didn't need a ride, I needed a taxi. So we just real quiet, and we just looking at each other like, bitch, like, what the fuck? So he driving or whatever, he driving, and he's on the phone with the lady. He has the phone on speaker, y'all. Before he probably was on the phone with her for about 3 to 4 minutes, but before he got off the phone with her, I remember him saying, I'm gonna come see you. So once he got off the phone with her, he started talking to us. He was like, where y'all from? What's your name? So I'm just like, I'm Asia. She like, I'm KK. I'm like, I'm from blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm from blah, blah, blah. And y'all, we just talking or whatever. We talking, you know, just trying to get to know each other. So he telling us where he from. He telling us how long he been a taxi driver. Y'all know, just regular, smuggler, like, get to know type of conversation. But y'all, 10 minutes into the conversation just goes left. And also, Tootsie, the strip club, was about 20 to 25 minutes from where he was picking us up at. So he was just like, are y'all single? And I wasn't drunk, y'all, but I was vibed up, y'all. So when he was like, are y'all single? Me and KK, we were just like, single again. I'm back on the phone. I thought he was crazy, but so I started singing single again or whatever. And then he was like, oh, so y'all single? And I'm just like, oh, no, I'm playing. I'm not single. I'm taken. So KK's like, oh, but I'm single. And then he was like, you married or you single? And I was just like, no, I'm in a relationship. And he was like, if you're not married, then you single. And I'm just like, sir, like, I'm looking at KK like, bitch, do you hear him? So we like, what? Like, what you mean? He was like, yeah, are you married? Because he was like, I don't talk to married women. I don't play with married women. I only play with single women. I was just like, well, I'm in a relationship. And she just said she was single. And he was like, so you married? And I'm like, no, I'm not married, but I'm not single. I'm in a relationship. And so he was like, you on vacation, live your life, you single if you're not married. Like, if you don't have a ring on your finger, you're not married. So I'm just looking at KK like, girl, like, this man is delusional or whatever. So he was just like, if your man was on vacation, he would be living his life, so you should just enjoy your life and just be single for the rest of the day. So I'm just like I'm hearing him, y'all, but I'm just like, sir, like, what? Like, you crazy or whatever. So we just talking or whatever. And the guy, he's not from the Virgin Islands. I forgot where he said he was from, but he was from another island, y'all. He was Caribbean. He was like, he was basically just giving a very masculine male type energy, because he was just like, what did he say? He was like, it's 3 girls for every male. So if your man was out here on vacation, he would be vibing and living it up. So just live your life tonight or whatever. So we laughing or whatever, trying to like brush him off or whatever. I'm just laughing. And then, y'all, 2 minutes into that conversation of him basically trying to tell me I'm single because I'm not married, he was like, I'm going to take care of y'all tonight. You girls are going to be mine tonight. I own you. So I'm looking at KK, and KK looking at me, and I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, you girls are going to be mine tonight. I own you. And I was just like, sir, don't nobody own me but God. Like, you don't own me. God own me. And he was like, no, I'm going to take care of you girls tonight. No disrespect. I'm going to take care of you girls tonight. You some beautiful girls. We're going to take care of you. So me and KK, we looking at each other like what the fuck or whatever. But y'all, we still playing it cool, because we only like 10 to 15 minutes into this ride. Because y'all, one thing about me, I watch First 48. I got to make it to my destination. So I'm just like, let me just play it cool. Ha ha, he, until we get to Tootsie's. So he's talking or whatever, and he keeps saying like, oh, I'm gonna take care of you, y'all beautiful, I'm gonna pick y'all up if y'all need a ride back from the club or whatever. And we like, oh yeah, that's cool, we gonna take your number down. But y'all, we just saying this just so he can feel like comfortable. We don't want him to know that we feeling uncomfortable. But I was feeling hella uncomfortable once he said that I own you thing. Like, once he said that, I was like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. Let me start recording. So y'all, I start recording on my phone because I just wanted to record the conversation, and I was going to send it to my best friend that's in the States, just in case anything happened. I'm just like, somebody somewhere, they're going to start with your voice. They're not going to know how you look, because it was dark, y'all. I couldn't record him, but I just started recording the conversation in the car. But I wanted him to talk more, so I'm just like, oh, you must be, you must be married or whatever, just to get him to talk. So KK, I probably was recording for like 30 seconds, y'all. KK peeped that I was recording, so she wanted to record the conversation as well. But earlier that day, she was vlogging with her phone, y'all, and her, what is it called? Her flashlight, the flashlight on her camera when she was recording, she had never turned it off. So when she started recording, y'all, her flashlight came on. And when her flashlight came on, Pork Chop noticed the flashlight came on, because reminded me, it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night. So he sees the flashlight on. Y'all, he turns around quick and he's like, oh, you recording me? You recording me? That's crazy. I can't trust females like you. So I'm dying laughing, y'all. I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like, oh no, she not recording you. Like, she not recording. I'm like, Quay, you recording him, like trying to play it off, y'all, because I'm still recording at this point. So I'm like, Quay. I'm like, oh, yo, I just said her nickname for her, but I'm like, KK, you still recording him? You recording him? I'm playing it off, y'all. And I'm like, oh no, she not recording you. That's her flashlight. Her flashlight had clicked on her, and he was like, nah, I can't trust females like you, cause she recording me. Da da da. She recording me. So I'm like, no, she not recording you. So y'all, he goes on like a rampage for like probably 5 minutes, and he keeps repeating like, oh, I can't trust you females because y'all recording me. And I'm playing it off, y'all. I'm giggling, I'm laughing, and I still have this part of the recording. So I'm gonna put the recording at the end of the video so y'all can hear his voice, because I was planning on sending it to my best friend just in case something went left. So once KK he got caught or whatever, she stopped recording. I think I probably was recording for about 3 minutes, but then I stopped recording because he wasn't really saying anything, y'all. Like, he stopped talking because he thought that she was, I think he was calling her the FBI or whatever, so he just really stopped talking. So I feel like we was about like 7 or 8 minutes from the club Tuesday. He pulls up to this gas station, and it's like really really dark. Like, the only light surrounding us is the lights from the gas station, and we're the only car parked at the gas station. So I'm thinking like maybe he's about to, I don't, y'all, honestly at this point I was thinking maybe he was about to go get somebody and then bring them back like another passenger. So he gets out the car and was like, I'm gonna be right back. As soon as he get out the car, I look at KK and I'm just like, bitch, like, this man is crazy or whatever. So she dying laughing about the whole her getting us caught with the cell phone thing, and we looking around like, does anything around us look familiar? Because if it did, we was gonna get out. Y'all, remind you, this is my first time traveling to the Virgin Islands, so I really didn't know where we was at. We pulled up our GPS, but it was like a 7-minute, 8-minute drive, so that probably would have been like a 30-minute walk. So we was not about to get out there. And he came back in like 3 minutes. When he got back in the car, we was like, pork chop, did you go get the people? I think, what did we say? I was assuming that he was going to go get the girl that he said that he was going to meet up with later. I thought he was going to go get her. And he was like, oh, no, I'm not going to go get her. She got her own car. And he pointed. It was like her car right there. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me mind my business and be quiet. So, y'all, he gets back in the car or whatever. He starts driving. He's still not really saying much because he don't trust KK now, because he think we record his conversation. So he not really saying much. So we pull up to a spot like a block from the club. He didn't drop us off directly in front of the club, y'all. He dropped us off. Where did he drop us? Well, honestly, let me back up. He didn't drop us off, y'all. He pulled into a parking lot. He backed into a parking lot that was a block from the club, y'all. Once he backs in or whatever, he ends up seeing his friend. He's backing into the parking spot, and then this is his friend's taxi. Wait, was it a taxi? No, I don't think it was a taxi. I think it was just a regular van. This is his friend's van, and his friend's van is already parked. So he backs in, he rolls down the window when he notices his friend, and he's like, hey, long time no see, how you been, brother? So they just start talking. So they probably was talking for about 1 or 2 minutes, and he looks back at KK, and he's like, no, don't get out the car, I'm gonna protect you. So he's like, huh? And he was like, yeah, because if, I don't really remember the name of his friend, but we gonna call him Ribs, because y'all, he was shaped like a slab of ribs. We're gonna call him Ribs. So he was like, no, don't get out the car, because if my friend Ribs see you, he gonna have his way with you. Like, I'm gonna paraphrase what he said, y'all. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was basically like, my friend, what did I call him? Ribs. He was like, my friend Ribs, he like real slim things. He like slim things. So if he see you, he gonna have his way with you. So let me protect you. Stay in the car for a little longer. So I'm looking at KK, and she looking at me, and we just like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? So the friend gets out the car or whatever, and he walks away. Once he walks away, me and KK begin to open the door. I'm on the left side of the car. KK is on the right side of the car. So I'm on the side where the driver's seat is. So when I get out the car, I ask Pork Chop, I'm like, how much is it? Which I kind of already knew how much it was, because I told y'all, we were located in like the central area. Like, the taxis were no more than $20 the whole time. But I'm asking him just to be respectful. I'm like, how much is it? He was like, oh, no, you good. It's nothing. So I'm like, nah, how much is it? He's like, oh, you good. So I'm like, all right. So remind you, he didn't drop us off directly at Tootsie's. So me and KK, we take about 3 or 4 steps to where his van was at, and we was feeling way more comfortable because it was hella people around by now, y'all. So we pull up Google Maps and we start Googling where Tootsie's at. So the club is about, it's like a 3-minute walk. It's like a block from us. He walks over to us and he was like, what y'all doing? And I was like, well, you didn't drop us off in front of the spot, so we don't know where it's at. But we got it now. We got the GPS. So he was like, oh, it's right around the corner. Let me take y'all. So we like, no, we good. Like, we good. We got it. We got the GPS now. So, y'all, he's like, nah, I'm going to take y'all. So we don't say anything. We just start kind of like doing a little 1-2, a little pace walk, y'all. So we walking, and I see this nigga out my peripheral vision walking behind us. So I'm just like, KK, please don't tell me Pork Chop is like following us to the club. Like, he not following us to the club. So we thinking like, all right, maybe no, we tripping. Maybe he not following us to the club. Maybe he just gonna walk us to the club and then he gonna leave. So we walking. The whole time he's behind us, but he's not like directly behind us. He's probably about 3 yards behind us or whatever. But we doing our little 1-2. So we get to the club, y'all. The club is kind of like located like it's like a 2-story building, and then it's located on the top of 4 other 2-story buildings. So we walk up the stairs, y'all. They put the little wristband on us. They check our ID, and we pay the little entry fee. I think it was like $10. So we pay the entry fee. And I ended up meeting up with some girls that I had met the night before, and they already had a little section. So we pull up or whatever. I tell the girl about the Uber driver. She's like, oh, I'm glad y'all safe. I'm going to put the text messages in here because I was already texting her, letting her know that something was off with the taxi, because just in case some shit went left. Because, y'all, it's not like Uber. Like, it's not like no one know we in this taxi. I don't know anybody there. Like, I was just trying to be precautious, even though I didn't even know the girl because I had just met her last night. I'm just like, at least they know I sent somebody or told somebody something was off with the taxi driver just in case something went left. So I see her, and she's like, oh, girl, I'm happy you made it, da-da-da. We start, just pouring it up or whatever. They needed to get more, we needed to get more drinks because we had just got there. So me and KK, we end up going to the bar. Why, when we go to the bar, y'all, remind you, the club is mad thick. So why, when we go to the bar, I peek out my peripheral vision, y'all, and Pork Chop is behind me. I pinch KK, and I'm just like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, don't turn around. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. But he's behind us. He's behind us. He's following us. So she's just like, all right, I'm not going to turn around. See how I can explain this. So the bar is right here, y'all. And then I'm right here. And then the bar is kind of in the pathway to go upstairs to like the VIP sections and to go to the bathroom. So there's a lot of traffic going on right here, like a lot of walking traffic. So people are trying to get through. So I back up because people are coming through. And when I back up, my back and my butt is kind of against Pork Chop because he's standing directly behind me like this. So y'all, he's standing behind me like this. The next thing I know, he whispers in my ear, oh, I like that.
Oh, hell no!
So I'm like, what in the fuck, y'all? But I'm thinking, like, do I spaz? Or do I keep it cool? Because remind you, y'all, I don't know this man. Like, I don't know what he's capable of. So I'm just like, all right, I'm going to keep it cool. So I take his hand. I just kind of like, just throw his hand off of me, y'all. Throw his hand off of me. And I go back up to KK, and I whisper in her ear, and I'm just like, bitch, he just touched me. KK, she's ready to spaz, but she's been ready to spaz like 15 minutes into the car ride, but I've been keeping her chill because you just never know. Like, one, I never been here before. 2, I don't have no people I can just call. Something happens, so I was just like, let me keep it cool, because some men are very triggered, and they do not know how to take no for an answer. So I've been keeping it chill the whole time. But it's just like, once you touch me, at this point, we got to tell you to fuck off. I don't remember exactly what she said, y'all, but she's basically like, can you back the fuck up? Like, we uncomfortable, back the fuck up. And he starts yelling, y'all. KK is about 5. She's like 5'1", and this man is probably 6 foot. So she basically just like, back the fuck up. And he spazzed. He's like, I don't like your attitude. You disrespectful. I don't like your tone, how you talking to me. Pay me my money. Pay you your money. We tried to pay you your money and you said we was good. You didn't want your money. So I'm like, what the fuck or whatever. I hear him say that. And she's like, you spitting, like, back the fuck up or whatever. And at this point, I just want him to get away from us. So I'm like, KK, pay him the money. He was like, it's gonna be 25. We like, 25. Remind y'all, all of our taxis were no more than $10 each, so $20. So she's like, no, I'm not paying you 25. You can get 20, but I'm not paying you 20. I'm not paying you 25. So I'm like, no, fuck it, KK. Pay him. Like, he could have said the price was 50. Just pay him because I just wanted him to get out of my face. Like, I was feeling hella uncomfortable. She's like, oh no, I'm not paying him, I'm not paying him. So she ends up giving him $20. He walks away, y'all. We grab the drinks, y'all. We go back to the section and tell the girl that we was with. We told her what happened. And one of the dudes that was with her, he was like, I seen what happened. If he come back around, you let me know. And and I'm just like, we good, because I didn't want the situation just to escalate. So we vibed out that night, y'all. We had a good time at the club. But when we was leaving the club, the nigga did not leave. Remind you, when he picked us up, he was driving. But now you don't leave the club when we in the club. Like, it was just mad weird. Like, you supposed to be working, but you in the club. So it was weird, y'all. When we left the club, we seen him, and when I seen him, y'all, like, you know how you could just feel when somebody like staring at you, like somebody looking into your soul. I just felt him looking at me, and I turned around, and he was like dead ass, like staring at us. So I'm just like, what in the fuck? That was the only bad thing that happened on the trip. I don't want y'all to think he was on my vacation, because we was lit. We was vibed up. Virgin Islands is beautiful. He was the only weird, creepy taxi guy. Every other taxi, we probably gotten over 10 taxis, and that was the only taxi guy that was just creepy and just weird and just rubbed me the wrong way. Also, that same night, one of my subscribers is from the Virgin Islands. I think she's from St. Croix, or I don't know. She from one of the islands, and she DM'd me that night, and she was like, be careful because the taxi drivers are creepy. And literally after that situation happened is when I read her message, and I'm just like, thank you, girl. I've experienced it head on. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Fuck. That's the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and y'all, don't forget that I'm adding the clip what I recorded. It was probably about 30-40 seconds. I'm about to add that in the end of this video. So peace. I'll see y'all in my next video.
Until you're 60 and try to act like you're young. No, when you're young, you gotta fly.
Yeah. You do. You have
Positive.
to spread your wings, right?
Of course. You know, not in a negative way.
So you're not married? You tell?
Sorry.
Are you married?
We're doing something. Taping.
No. I promise.
No.
I promise I wasn't. My phone was on flash. I was thinking. I promise.
What are you doing?
I promise. No. I'm not like that. My phone's away. I promise. No. I promise. Look, listen. No, my phone.
You're so funny.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't.
That was
that was a Snapchat.
I thought that was the flashlight on your phone.
Yeah, no.
Why you want?
Look, my phone is. I'm not. Listen.
I'm gonna say no.
I have no videos. I'm not like that. Trust
You
me.
did it already. It's like
I didn't do it. There's none on my camera.
You know,
I'm soaking in the advice you're giving us.
I know you're gonna.
I'm just rubbing it in.
When you want to feel good, you're gonna play it and listen to it. You see.
Okay.
I was in the cab and listened to this.
Okay.
Man, don't do that to me, man.
I'm not. I promise.
I'm just rubbing it in, because what does she have that she doesn't know you? She's not
Yes,
gonna see
I'm
you.
not that
And
type
that's
of
why she
person.
was doing, because she don't know me. Exactly.
I promise. Like, it's just crazy now because it's like I wasn't. And I'm like, I don't know how to defend myself anymore.
No, man, ain't no problem. Man.